Good evening. A warm welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. Well, it was, I think, a year ago, almost to the day, that we shared with you our very, very ambitious plans at the Foundation for our new program in early childhood development. And what I'd like to do this evening is review some of the progress that we've made, we working in collaboration with our partners in our community and the community, and to tell you what some of our plans are for the year ahead. Why are we doing this? I think this is something that we all share, the firm belief that the investments that we make in our children in the first 5 years of their lives create the very platform for their well-being as adults, be it emotional, social, or cognitive. We can't stress enough the importance of these first few years, and I know that Dr. Gilliam will be speaking in much greater detail on that. Last year I laid out for you what our strategies are, the goals that we're trying to achieve in our early development or childhood development program. First was to demonstrate the developmental value of early childhood education. Second was to inform the broader public as to techniques for learning-based activities for children. And then finally, to build a new generation of leaders in this field who themselves will carry the field forward. Over the past 12 months, I'm really proud to say that we've accomplished a lot, and we owe so much of that accomplishment to our partners, both from Yale University and from the community. We hosted 27 parenting talks in Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, at Zayed University, and we covered a range of topics, as you can see on the screen behind me. Attachment, emotional intelligence, fathering, healthy eating, and setting limits with children. We also launched a wonderful fellowship program which we are conducting in partnership with Yale University under the guidance of Sheikha Shamsa bint Mohammed, a fellowship program that bears her name, in which we worked with 8 physicians and educators in 4 modules, 3 of which in Abu Dhabi and 1 in the United States. And it's a program which we are continuing. We also finished the design phase of a very ambitious, very, very exciting Center of Excellence in early childhood development, which I'll tell you about in greater detail in a moment, but what I would say at this point is a very, very unique collaboration between architects, Sybra, architects in Denmark, and our colleagues from the Yale Child Study Center. I don't know of another center like this where, in addition to being stunningly beautiful, is actually based, designed on principles that will enhance children's development. There's an image of it. And we have a very, very exciting year ahead as well. We'll be hosting talks such as this. We're going to introduce parenting classes, and as I mentioned, we will continue with the Sheikha Shamsa Fellowship Program. Our talks will happen in Abu Dhabi and Al Ain. You're present for the first one, the inaugural talk of the year, and I thank you again for joining us. In a moment, you'll hear from Dr. Gilliam on early childhood development centers. We'll do another one on sibling rivalry, do a session on bullying, a very fascinating talk on becoming a parent, the physiological and emotional changes that happen in adults when in fact they have children. And then finally, an issue that I think a lot of parents are grappling with, how to deal with digital media, tablets, what's right, what are the limits on that? And I'm particularly proud to say that so many of those topics came from the community, came from this very audience in filling out those forms. So please do fill them out because we really, really do take your guidance on them. And then early 2015, we're going to introduce an additional program focused on parenting, and this will be parenting classes. These will be small groups of parents, 8 to 10 in number. It's going to be based on the Parents First curriculum that was developed at Yale University. And it's a program of what's called reflective parenting. Fascinating curriculum. And once again, this is something that we were inspired to develop in response to what we heard from the audience. That in addition to talks with experts such as the ones I just presented, parents also felt the need to come together in small groups for discussion, for peer learning. So we're really pleased to be offering that. And as I said, those will begin in January 2015. And we just yesterday welcomed the second cohort of the Shamsa bint Muhammad Al Nahyan Fellowship in Early Childhood Development. It's a wonderful mix of pediatricians, health professionals, educators, journalists, and once again we'll be working in 4 learning modules, 3 in Abu Dhabi and 1 in the United States. And coming back now to our Center of Excellence. As I mentioned, design phase has now been completed. It will be located on Ream Island, and we'll work with 96 children ages 0 to 5 and their parents. We'll have a variety of activities and offerings, including a lab school. It's a place where we will welcome researchers and educators, students doing research. We'll be offering parenting classes and parenting workshops, lectures. It will also contain a parenting resource library. And interestingly, also we'll have somewhat of a health component as well, because we will house there, in addition, specialists in speech therapy, physiotherapy, specialists in early diagnosis of learning differences, and a parenting resource specialist as well. And we will be opening the doors to the center 2 years from now in September 2016. Let me, if I could now, just show you a quick animated video of what the place will look like. And finally, I just want to offer a word of thanks. Thanks to our trustees whose amazing vision guides this work. I can't tell you what a privilege it is for us on staff to work with them in realizing that vision. I also want to thank our partners from Yale who travel a arduous 14-hour plane ride to be with us throughout the year, to work with us in building our Center of Excellence, building curriculum, and advising us and working with our fellows. I'd like to thank our fellows also for the leadership that they're exercising and their vision in bringing this field forward. And I'd like to thank you, parents and the community of Abu Dhabi, for your involvement, for your participation, for the great ideas that you're giving us. Because it is together that we will achieve something truly transformational for our children. And I can think of nothing more important than the work that we're doing together. Thank you so much.